Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits. I know a lot of us are very interested in the stuff that's been going on. A lot of stuff that's been revolving around this particular case. We have been attached to our phones, to our TVs, wherever you're watching this show and wherever you're watching the news. There's just been ongoing updates and ongoing things just popping off, and things are just getting very interesting. I will say though that I'm thinking that we're starting to finally get things kind of tidied up. And I think it's all from one post so far, which I do appreciate. Okay, so we got some things we got to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. We do have a phone call coming in a little bit later on in the show. Okay, so I appreciate all y'all for being here. Okay, so do me a favor, hit that like button down below. All right, just a few things, very few things. Just hit that like button down below as you start to file in. Okay, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to every single last one of y'all. It's a blessing to have you guys here. It's a blessing to be a part of this conversation with y'all. It really means a lot. So please show some love. If you're watching on YouTube, send those likes past 300 likes. That would really mean a lot. If you're watching on Twitter, hit that like button, share this feed as well. Do not forget, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that reaction button down below. Okay? Follow me on Twitter or X. I always mess that up, but follow me on X. Follow me on Facebook, okay? Hit those follow buttons, all right? Follow me on TikTok as well, all right? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching over there, all right? If you want to just support the channel even more, you can hit that join button down below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching anywhere else and you feel compelled to support the channel, you appreciate the hard work, you appreciate and enjoy or like the way I tell my stories or these stories, please hit that join button down below and become a member. Join my Patreon, patreon.com/ it's in the ticker down below, patreon.com/ the Pascal Show. Okay, it's going that way as we speak right now underneath me. Go support if you can. Go check out pascalmerch.com. I got some really great hoodies, t-shirts, etc. over there as well. Okay, I'd really appreciate it. We got to get into this, okay? But of course, I got to plug. I got to do all the plugs. I got to, you know what I mean? These purple lights don't pay themselves, you feel me? But again, like I said, you guys need, if you guys are compelled, like I talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of stories. I cover everything from true crime to pop culture and everything in between. So please be sure, if you appreciate the way I'm giving you guys these cases, talking about all these things, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe, support if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, guys. Now, there's a lot that's happened in the last few hours, okay? I just did I only did one pop-up video. I did a random breaking live with you guys a few hours ago, sharing with you guys this footage, okay? We're going to be watching it again, okay? Just a quick reminder. I'm going to be sharing this with you guys again, because I think we need to see it again. All right. But police released some footage, recently released footage. And I think this is a decent piece of a puzzle as far as the timeline that's going on with Riley walking down the street. Okay. Now, I have my theories. I know a lot of you guys have your own theories. Some of you guys don't agree with me, and that's okay, baby. That's okay. Okay. It's okay to have opinions. We all have them, just like buttholes. We all got one. Last I checked. Okay. We all got opinions here, and that's totally fine. All right. But something to me tells me that he is not distressed. Something tells me that he did not drink something that was, laced, for lack of a better term. Okay. Something to me tells me that he just had a good day of drinking with his fraternity brothers and just being a regular fraternity bro. That's it. And then, of course, he got kicked out and all that. We are going to be going back into this. Don't worry, we will be looking at this in just a minute. But we also have a statement made by a family friend, a close friend of the family has come out. I just did that as a pop-up video just a little bit ago. Please, by all means, go check it out. I also created a playlist. If you guys didn't catch that already, I did create a Riley Strain playlist. By all means, go check that out. But check out this most recent upload because this is crucial. Okay, this is absolutely crucial. Don't worry, we are going to be going through it together. Okay, as a family. But I just posted that about an hour ago. Okay, about an hour ago. So, just so you guys know. So, real quick, because like I said, I promise you guys we will be watching this again. I said that during the live earlier, and I'm saying it again right now. We're going to look at this video again. Police released this body cam footage. This is 10 minutes before his last cell phone ping. This is 10 minutes before he vanished. And you tell me, does he look like he's worried and scared? Does he look like he's in distress or in danger? Take a look at the video. Let's take a look. Hit the number one. Let me know you guys can hear it. I'm about to play it right now. Let's rock and roll, baby.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's over here on Gay Street, near First Avenue North.
Now, you tell me, when you see this, does this look like a man that was in dire straits? Does that look like a man that was being chased down by the, evildoers, of evil forces and whatnot? Does it? I'll tell you what. To me, it looks like this is a guy, and I've already broke it down earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I think this is a guy who tried to straighten up real fast because he saw 5-0. You see it, you go check out my live. I break it down. He obviously is clumping. Somebody said boot clumping, okay? Or clomping, boot clomping. This guy's boot clomping the same way that we saw in these videos earlier, okay? Where he's crossing the street and he's just clomping, right? Very obviously inebriated. Riding the high in a way, right? And then suddenly he sees 5-0 and he goes, woo, I got to get time to be sober. I can hold my ish together for at least a minute. Less than 30. I could do 30 seconds as I pass by him. Don't come off drunk. Don't come off drunk. Do not come off drunk. Do not come off drunk. That's the vibe that I'm getting from him. I'm not going to slip. Hi, I'm good. How are you? Simple answer. Keep it walking. Right? That's what it feels like to me. Okay? And we all do it. Drunk or sober, it doesn't matter. Once we see 5-0, all of a sudden, everything's like, can I borrow some Grey Poupon? Please, sir. That's what it is. Let's keep it real. We all do it. We turn into a whole other person. So, we see this video. I'm going to play it again. I'm going to turn off the audio, though. Okay? And you can, I said it earlier, you can see it. He's clumping away. Clomp, 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 clomp. But then he knows he sees 5-0 and he's like, oh boy, I don't want no trouble. I need to focus. Hi. I'm good. How are you? I'm going to keep walking. But what's interesting is just because he's not distressed during that time does not mean that he didn't find danger at the end of that road, right? Doesn't mean that he didn't find danger down the street. The other thing I'm going to say, I'm going to put this on loop so you guys can see this real quick. But the other thing I will point out, remember, there's a bashed out window right there. And I'm not sitting here saying that all these smash and grab thieves are out here waking up choosing violence, but there are some that do. So what are the chances of these guys going into these cars or that truck in particular, smashing up a car, smashing up that truck, and then maybe running into him and seeing like, yo, low-hanging fruit. Let's get this money, son. Maybe. That could possibly be it. Now, somebody else did point something out which really kind of woke me up. I thought about it later. I was like, oh my God, that could be it. They smashed and grabbed, right? They smashed the windows of this truck. Now, what are the chances of the guys who actually smashed this window of this truck? Somebody said maybe hopefully finding like some sort of weaponry, of the firing kind, right? A pew-pew. So what are the chances of these guys actually finding an actual weapon in that car? And I'm not sitting here saying using it in a deadly way on Riley, but what if they did use it? Now, I know that that there's no traces of anything that we know of so far, right? But that is something that I'm quite curious about, okay, nonetheless. What did they find in the car? Are they still in the area? How long ago was this smash and grab? Something to think about indeed. But I'm going to play this again. You can hear him like clomp, 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 and then suddenly sobered up. And it's almost like he's walking on eggshells. And he's trying to walk sober. You see what I'm saying? Just saying. Just saying, okay? But let me play this for you guys one more again.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Again, if he was in bad shape, this would be a whole other conversation. Okay. All right. I'm just saying that out loud. He would be in really bad shape if this was like Bad News Bears. The cop would have been so ready and so alerted if this was something that bad. Okay. But I do have somebody very special. Okay. Very, very special calling into the show right now as we speak. So I wanted to please welcome Clarissa to the show. She is a former security guard that has worked in Luke's 32 Bridge bar. Okay. So welcome, Clarissa. Thank you so much for being here. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful day. Another day above ground is a blessing, isn't it?
Right.
So question for you. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be asking, like, okay, you said her name is Clarissa, and she was a security guard at a bar. Now, maybe that sounds a bit sexist. I don't mean to be rude, but I feel like there's going to be some people going, wait, how does that work? So I'm curious, because I like I said, no disrespect. It is not every day that I hear about a female security guard in a bar. Does that make sense? So do you mind like breaking down a little bit of your history and how you got the job and whatnot?
Yeah, for sure. So I was previously working on Broadway as a server at one of the restaurants. Fast forward a little bit, met my now fiance who worked for the security company, who is a part of security for Luke. He worked with them for 2 years. Anyways, met him. he was, showing me how, the money's pretty good. I thought it'd be better than serving.
Right.
And, I'm a pretty, if you were to see me in person, like, I'm a pretty tall girl. I got a pretty good stature on me, and I'm really good at talking to people and talking people down and, de-escalating situations. So
Gotcha.
I thought it'd be a good opportunity for me. So that's kind of how I got my foot in the door with that.
Gotcha. And so how long were you working in the, with Luke's? How long were you working with Luke's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I did security there for about 3 months. The reason why it got cut a little bit short was because I, found out I was pregnant. So that wasn't a good job for a pregnant woman.
Obviously.
So I had to, I had to unfortunately find something else.
Well, congratulations, by the way. That's dope. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you were there for about 3-4 months, working along that. And so can you explain, because I know that you were working, it wasn't just Luke's that you were working for.
Mm-hmm.
You were working for like basically a bunch of the big name bars on Broadway.
Right.
And it was underneath TC Management, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they partnered with a company called Caisson, and Caisson is the company who works with the TC group and does security for a couple of the bigger bars on Broadway that you see.
Gotcha.
So I would be at Luke. I'd be at Luke sometimes, but it wasn't like every shift I was working at Luke, if that makes sense.
I see. Okay, so you were making your rounds around these other big bars, including Luke's 32 Bridge. So like one weekend you'd be over there at Luke's, another weekend you'd be over at Miranda Lambert's one, another weekend you'd be over at Jason Aldean's bar, so on and so forth, and just be in rotation, that kind of thing, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. But you've seen and you've, had your fair time in and out of Luke's bar, correct?
Right.
Okay. So I got a couple questions. As far as the procedure, because I know that, okay, we're obviously all trying to figure out what happened with Riley here. And at first he gets escorted out, kicked out, forcibly moved out, whatever it may be. No matter what, he is moved out of the bar. Now, we did have a phone call yesterday that told us something along the lines of there is a protocol in which when you leave, and I'm wondering if this is true. There's a protocol in which if you are to get kicked out, or if you are kicking someone out that is visibly drunk, that you have to make sure that person has either a buddy with them, or that they are getting into some sort of ride share or taxi, sending them off safely instead of just throwing them out into the wild streets of Nashville. Is that true or not?
So I'm going to say yes and no. So, I mean, our manager would have liked for us to use our best discretion. However, there's been times where I would have to escort a female out that I, for instance, found in the bathroom, throwing up.
Right.
Can't find her friends anywhere. So in that situation, I would have to, escort her out. And at that point, my hands are kind of tied.
Okay.
But there was many instances where the friends would be with that person that we're escorting out, and they're having the time of their life. They're not trying to leave.
Right.
So then that person, is on the street. And if anyone's ever been to Nashville, people get pretty tore up. So
yeah,
it's also hard to essentially kind of babysit them once they're outside of the bar, because we have thousands of other people inside that we're having to go into as well.
Coming in and out. It also is like coming in and out as well. I mean, you got a lot of people coming in, you got a lot of people stumbling out, stumbling back in, etc. You got other drama going on as well. Some guy trying to talk to some guy's girl, blah blah blah. He didn't know. Every bar has the alcohol infused drama every single night, and especially something that is so big like a bar that's so popping and so popular, I could see you guys dealing with a lot all at one time. But I am kind of curious about, he was escorted out with his fraternity brother, and his fraternity brother turned back around and walked back in to go continue partying. At least that's my assumption, that last part. But he did turn around and go back in. And I'm wondering, why wasn't there, or, is it against procedure or protocol to just let him walk away if he was that physically, visibly drunk?
Yeah. So for our company, if somebody was obviously like super gone, or say that, we did suspect them being drugged or any sort of type of situation like that,
right,
we would get EMS involved immediately. So that's what I was kind of wondering with the situation, like, why would that security guard just, turn his back on that? But now that this officer's body cam footage came out, I'm like, well, if that was me and he's, having a conversation with me and they're telling me that his hotel is down the road, I'm not going to look too much further into it,
Right. Yeah.
Because like I said, that happens all the time. Friends leaving their friends and situations like that.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying there. I guess I find it very weird that he would just take another drunk kid's word for it, like any security guard. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he's right down the street. Yeah, that's fine. Go. You see what I'm saying? I feel like it'd still be like, nah, man, if he's really gonna go to his hotel, like, let's get him in a ride share. Let's get him in that taxi right now. Let me see him physically get into that ride share right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But so I do find that a bit weird. Of course, you're not here to answer on another security guard's decisions, but I'm curious about protocol and how things go down at this particular bar. So, and this is also procedure or protocol for a lot of these other bars too, correct?
I wouldn't necessarily speak on I'm not going to speak on other security teams in other companies. My fiance, he does work for another bar on Broadway now. He's no longer with that company.
Right on.
And they really do a good job in making sure that people are getting, their Ubers and things like that. But for this company that we worked for, let me give an example. There was a fight that happened outside of the bar.
Okay.
We would get in trouble if we intervened with that.
Outside of the bar.
Right.
Okay. But that is interesting though, still.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Once it goes onto the public street, I'm sure that's another conversation. Maybe it's another jurisdiction, legally, etc. But I get what you're saying. It's like, no, we need you here. We need you to protect what's going on inside, not outside. So let me ask you this, because I know that there's, things being said about a possible altercation or, maybe a misunderstanding of some sort. Maybe he made a pass at a girl, etc. Like that. What do you guys do as far as that goes? Is there some sort of zero tolerance approach to that, as far as like, if a guy just walks over and says, I don't know, says something a little outlandish or, inappropriate to a girl, how does that go down inside the bar with security?
Yeah. So for situations like that, it's pretty no tolerant. If a female is coming up to one of us, at least this is how my team works at the time. I'm sure they probably have new hires, but this is just how me and my team works. If someone comes up to us, a female, I mean, it can happen to a male, of course, as well, but 9 times out of 10, it was a female coming up to us saying that they're uncomfortable with this dude over here. They're getting escorted out immediately.
Gotcha. So it's just like, so it's zero tolerance. If some girl walks over to a security guard, bouncer, whatever, and says, "Hey, this guy's giving me the creeps," or he's looking at me funny, he's out the door. Like he's out the door like that.
Pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah,
zero
pretty much.
tolerance.
If
Okay.
it's some, yeah, like if it's something slight like that, we would probably have a conversation with dude. But I had never heard of a female coming up to a security guard just because a dude's looking at her weird. It's usually because in these bars, you're very in close quarters. They're packed. They're popping. So a lot of the times it would be this dude is touching on me, or
Right.
this dude said this inappropriate to me. So it was usually more of like a physical situation that
Gotcha.
would get told to us. And yeah, there's pretty much no tolerance on that. We don't really need to back up the cameras or anything in that sort. It's too busy. We're just going to go ahead and escort that dude out, and he can go somewhere else.
Gotcha. So then what is the procedure for someone who's visibly drunk? Like, say Riley walked in, he was having a good old time, he was kicking it, he was only in there for a little while, he wasn't there for a long time. So what would it be, what would it take for the bar to instantly say, yeah, you need to go right now?
So throwing up is a big one. Throwing up, if we see you throwing up at all, you're automatically out. If we see you stumbling a little bit, we're gonna have a conversation with you and be like, look, you're on that line. You need to start drinking some water, or you need to chill out for a little bit.
Right.
So, because we want everybody to have fun, but we'd rather catch it, nip it in the bud before something else happens.
But wouldn't you be having that conversation a lot? Because the way you're describing it, which I totally understand. I mean, Nashville on the weekends is absolutely, downtown Broadway area is absolutely crazy. Everyone's just, everyone's tying one on. So I'm wondering, you must be having that conversation a lot with a lot of people, especially during this spring break time. A lot of young kids, young college kids coming in, acting a fool, drinking, binge drinking, doing what they doing. So you're having this conversation a lot, right?
Yeah. Our team did a really good job at catching it out the door, though. Like, we wouldn't, if we see that you're stumbling in line, you're not coming in. So
Gotcha.
I will say that they did do a really good job on kind of keeping it not coming in the door if they're already pretty inebriated.
Gotcha. Okay, let's talk about this lacing of drinks. Okay, the roof is on fire. You get what I'm saying. Sorry, we got to use these code words, guys, but unfortunately, this is just how the game is. Now, when it comes to this, is it true? I mean, because I know that people are out here saying that, the lacing of drinks is a real thing. It's out here. People are really, getting these things, drinking something, not knowing that there's something in it. You see what I'm saying? Is it a real problem for real in downtown Nashville?
I mean, yeah. So out of the 3 months that I did security at nighttime, I saw one situation that I was like, like, she got roofied, and we had to get EMS involved. But it's just, people get so tore up that, especially the women, unfortunately,
right,
it's super hard to differentiate whether are you roofied or are you just super drunk. So that's why, we would get EMS involved in those situations and just kind of let them take care of it from there.
No doubt. I mean, because in my mind, I go, how can you tell if somebody drank something that's laced or if somebody's just really intoxicated, especially when everyone out there, somebody said like Nash Vegas or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's like you go there, you go there to listen to great music, get really torn up, and go home with a story to tell, So I feel like, how would you know that homegirl got laced or dude got laced? You see what I'm saying? He got hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's the same mannerisms, it's the same type of drunk aesthetics, externals. How would you know that person? I need to call 911 right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So in the situation that I'm speaking on, this female was like lifeless.
Oh, okay. That would do it.
Yeah.
That'll
so it
do
was
it.
like, yeah, got to get EMS. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was that type of situation. But like, if we were uncomfortable with leaving somebody outside because they're that messed up, we're going to get EMS involved.
I also think that is drastically different. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the recent footage of the body cam footage of him walking and like corresponding, actually talking to police. He was able to form words. Yeah. He was able to sober up really quick. And then he continued on his way. To me, I feel like if you were given something that was laced, you'd be on, like you said, you'd be out, you'd be incapacitated, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely don't think he was roofied, especially from that video.
Yeah.
And then from that video is why I'm like, okay, trying to put myself in the security guard's shoes. If he was able to form a sentence like that, I mean, it's just one of those things. We see drunk people all night.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where I definitely don't think he was roofied, in my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I agree with you. I'm leaning on the side of, I don't think he drank anything that was manipulated with anything. You know what I mean? I think he was just drinking, and just having a grand old time. Just like any other college kid, any other frat guy, any person that's enjoying spring break. I think that, it's a town that no one knows him. I don't have to worry about anything, no judgment, no nothing. I'm just going to have some fun. I literally think that's what it was. And then, of course, it turned into something really unfortunate and tragic. Now, I'm curious, though. Is this normal for Lucas 30, or Luke? Why do I keep on saying Lucas? But Luke's 32 bridge. Is it normal for Luke's 32 bridge or any bar to stop employees from being able to speak out on their behalf of everything that's transpired, like a situation like this?
Yeah. So, we were like a separate company. So, I didn't have the same bosses or the same management as like the bartenders would. But I will say that the bartenders down there make insane amounts of money, like stupid amounts of money, especially during the summertime.
Word.
So I'm sure just to save their, just to look out for themselves, they're probably going to be on the quiet side. Their company and who they work for already came out with a statement. So, they're definitely not going to probably ever go against that or anything in that matter, because they got to get jobs. And it's hard getting those jobs. It's hard getting a bartending job downtown. It's very hard to come by.
Right.
So I'm sure they're not trying to risk that.
And then money is a big factor on a lot of things, isn't it though? What do you think happened with the actual security guard that did not follow up on Riley?
Oh yeah, he's probably fired.
You think he's fired?
Yeah, for sure. Our boss at the time, he'll fire you. Like he was known for, he didn't have no tolerance for nothing. And now that this whole thing came out, he's probably already out of there.
For sure. Okay. Manager's just cutthroat because he I get it. He was cutthroat because
the person who's over the security. Yeah.
Damn, son. Okay. No, that's good to know. Because obviously, I would, if I'm making that much money, if I'm making insane amount, the way you even said it makes me jealous. Okay. But insane amount of money, right? You're making an insane amount of money slinging drinks at this one particular facility. yeah, that would inspire me to not say anything too, for the most part.
Right.
But I am curious
Yeah.
about, if there's any holding on behalf of from Luke's bar, you know what I mean? From Luke's, basically saying, hey, if you say anything, you're fired. If you speak
Yeah.
out, if you go into, if you jump into these group chats, you're fired.
Yeah.
But I do think that's really, really interesting. There's another thing that that was being said and of course, I don't know if this is entirely true, but I'm just going to ask it anyway, that there's a lot of cover up, or that there is a lot of that type of lacing, you see what I'm saying, going on in the Luke's and maybe other bars as well, that are being covered up. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you have any opinions on that real quick?
So it's pretty obvious when somebody's roofied. So I don't necessarily know how they would cover that up. The security has a huge group chat. So like we can see everything going on between people in the other bars because we're all under the same umbrella. So I would have known if any type of situation. And I was also, cool with everybody. We all got together at the end of the night in the same area, talked about our night. And, that wasn't brought up much.
Okay.
So not to say that it doesn't happen down there. Nashville is dangerous. And I definitely don't advise anybody getting super drunk down there, especially females, getting out of body. I definitely have a couple drinks, have fun, but don't get too tore up because, there's really bad issues with homeless down there, really bad issues with people breaking into cars, as you've seen.
Right.
People getting robbed in the parking lots, parking garages. So
would you say that this is something that's has ramped up over the last couple years, or is this something that's always been around?
Yeah. So yeah, I've been going downtown before I started doing security. I was going downtown a lot because I'm from Nashville.
Yeah.
In the past, I never had any type of safety concern that I ran into. But I definitely think over the past probably 3 years, it's gotten bad. Like we had a security guard get jumped at FGL.
Whoa. Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why? What did he do? What happened? What did he do? Why was he getting jumped?
One of the dudes was smoking, you know what, on the patio. He took it. And,
you talking about rock, or you just talking about trees?
Trees.
Okay, so he was just smoking that. Okay, he was smoking that Mary Jane.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
And he
And
he just said, "Don't
obviously,
smoke that."
Yeah, he warned him probably I think 3 times, and then he just got fed up and he took it. And once he took it, he probably shouldn't have took it because he was way outnumbered. But yeah, this happened. This would have been last year because I was working there January 2023 to pretty much April 2023.
Damn.
But yeah, it's getting pretty dangerous. So yeah, I definitely don't advise if anyone's going down there, have a couple drinks, have fun, but don't get too tore up and always watch your back.
Yeah. No doubt. And I appreciate you, giving us some breakdown, letting us know about this. Cause the few times I've been to Nashville, it's been always a good time. No complaints here.
Yeah.
But it is very shocking that it's interesting to hear about the crime ramping up, the issues that are going on around outside of these bars. And then of course, now we have Riley gone and missing. It is kind of scary to think that, just any person that's just out there to have a good time could very well be possibly their last, or they could just end up vanishing as well. It's a terrifying thought. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions I have for you with this with security and all that. But I think I got everything. I think I asked everything. I think so.
Cool.
At least right now. But Clarissa, I appreciate you calling in and just giving us the 411 on everything. I know that it may have been different back then. Things change over time. But still, no matter what, knowing about protocol and how there is protocol that needs to be abide by, I think is a really, really big deal. I will say though, too, do you guys make reports? I know that sounds weird, like you guys are cops or something like that, but I'm just saying, do you guys write reports or give updates about things that have happened? If there's an altercation, do you guys write that down? If you guys throw out a guy, do you write that down so that you can cross-reference that information late at the end of the night or anything of that sort? Even just for lawsuits and legal reasons. I'm just curious.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure it was for legality reasons, but our boss would have us carry a notepad and a pen, and every time we would escort somebody out, we had to give their description, write down what happened, what time it was.
Right.
For me, I was a female security guard, so I always had to have someone with me escorting them out. So I had to say who was with me. And at the end of the night, when we all kind of come together, we would turn those in.
Gotcha.
To management. Okay.
And then they at least have that broken down, or at least they have all that.
Right.
And then, obviously when you say on a typical Friday, is it just like packed at 9:30?
No, it's pretty early.
Okay, so things wouldn't be ramped up. Because you got to remember looking. Even I saw some TikTok videos, etc., and just even outside on the streets. I even remember going down there during the day, and it was just slammed. You're constantly moving around people. You're just walking down the street,
Right.
So I keep wondering, is it really slammed in there at around like 9:30?
Yeah. So definitely not as slammed as what it is around like 11:30. But
gotcha.
To somebody who's not used to Broadway and all of the things that it offers and what it usually looks like around those times, it is pretty packed.
Gotcha.
But once it gets to be like 11:30 midnight, you're literally shoulder to shoulder in there, pretty much.
Slammed.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not bumping into everybody and spilling your drink, but you definitely wouldn't be walking around with a martini glass with ease.
Definitely not.
I get it.
Yeah, definitely not.
I get it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. And that's good information to know. So I do appreciate, Clarissa. Thank you so much for calling in, giving us some information and all that. Congratulations
for sure.
Congratulations on your little one. Real talk. And
Thank you.
And I appreciate you stepping forward. And giving us the much needed information that we needed.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And I hope that the security guard, if they got fired, I hope they step forward and speak out, because I'd like to hear their perspective on everything as well. I think that's crucial too.
Yeah, that would be super interesting.
Yeah, it most definitely would be, for sure.
Yeah.
But Clarissa, thank you so much for calling in. It really means a lot. You're awesome. And hopefully we'll talk very soon, okay?
Thank you. You have a good night.
You too, sweetheart. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. First off, thank you to Clarissa for calling in. That really does mean a lot. We're not done yet. We still got a lot to talk about, but I wanted to give you guys that information because I was curious about what is standard procedure, right? Is there real standard procedure within the security, within the security company, even in the bars? Is there procedure on how they take care of overserved patrons to fights to whatever it may be. So I do appreciate them coming in, and appreciate Clarissa coming in and just breaking it down for us, because no matter what, we get a little bit of insight on what's going on here. Now, I got a couple super chats and all that, but before we do all that, please do me a favor, hit that like button down below. I see a gang of y'all in here, okay? Let's get it past, I want to see it go to 1.2. Let's get half of that. 1.2 likes. I'd love to see that, okay? That would really mean a lot to me. If you appreciate the conversation, you appreciate the show, please do me a favor. Let's get it to 1.2K. All right, likes on YouTube. If you're watching anywhere else, hit that like button, hit that reaction button. Don't forget to hit that follow button on whatever platform you're watching. Hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. Dag nabbit. Hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. We talk about a lot of things, everything from true crime to pop culture and everything in between. So if you appreciate that, please be sure to subscribe. Okay. Now, real quick, because we got still many things to talk about. We ain't done yet. All right. Heather, thank you so much for the 2. Hit the like. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Pascal coming with the goods. Yep. I appreciate it. Martinique, what's up? Thank you so much for the 5. Not sure if this was mentioned or true. I saw on, I guess it was TikTok, that the family is told not to offer reward because they can't handle all of the tips that may come. Interesting. That's weird. I would say that's weird, yo. That's weird. Why wouldn't they do a reward? I get it that everybody and their mama would be calling in, for sure. Absolutely. There's been so many stories that have been told. It's been absolutely nuck and futz. But at the same time, you never know. Maybe somebody has some information that just cracks this case, leads us down to where Riley really is. Okay. Jackie Sue, thank you so much for gifting a membership. I really do appreciate it. Investigations Unit, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. Yes, sharing is caring. Dag nabbit, thank you. I appreciate it. Chrissy, welcome to the family. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. And Angie, thank you so much for the 3 Canadian buckaroos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate the support. I really do appreciate the help. Okay, I'm working hard out here in these streets. All right. Now, we got more. Like I said, we got more. So sit tight. We got more. We got things we got to talk about. Now, I just did a pop-up video about this, but we are going to circle back into it. I would say go and check out, please simply support by sharing, okay, that video, this video that the pop-up video that I just recently did, just about 2 hours ago, okay, to be a little exact. All right. But I told you guys we're going to circle back into this. Now, Chris Dingman, all right, family friend, a friend of Riley Strain's family, has made a post that I think is extremely helpful, and I'm so happy that he did it. I'm so happy that he did this. Real talk, because it's like I said, it's kind of scooping everything like a little bit, making things a little bit tidier. All right, and clarifying a lot of stuff. So we're going to go through this statement. Okay, and then, in fact, he did an interview, which we're going to be taking a look at as well. Brian Enton, shout out to Brian Enton. Man, that dude's a beast, okay? Big fan, okay? Love his work. And he had an interview on News Nation with Chris Dingman. And they're talking about something about text messages. It's short, it's small, but we definitely should talk about it regardless, okay? So let's take a look at this. Like I said, I feel like he's setting a little bit of the record straight, okay, for all of us, so we can kind of get a better idea of what the hell's going on here, okay? So he says, what we know today on the missing of Riley Strain. And also, I understand that there's going to be an interview, I think, with Banfield tonight with the family. And I'm sure they're going to be doing some stuff. They're going to be talking about the same stuff here that I'm sure they're going to be covering and talking about what they saw. So it could be a very big interview. And of course, we will watch it on the next show, which will most likely be tomorrow morning. Okay. Because this story in this case is still ever growing. It's Pretty wild, y'all. All right. So back into this. The police took the family to view the recently released police video and some more videos Sunday afternoon after leaving the scene of the debit card find. Remember, a debit card was found. Okay? A debit card was found. And that is actually Riley Strain's card, his debit card. Okay? He discusses that in a little bit. Okay? A little bit more. But he says what was viewed was footage from inside and outside the bar, all the way to the police body cam footage that was released today. The stuff that we just saw just a second ago. Him clomping, then suddenly straighten, getting laced up, getting real straight and narrow. Okay, for that few seconds when he ran into 5-0. Okay. Several businesses volunteered footage along the route voluntarily without being asked to help fill a few pieces along the way, which I congratulate or I thank, okay, the several businesses that just did it without even asking. That really means a lot. And I wish a lot of other businesses would do that for a lot of other missing person cases. Let's be real. Can I just say this really quick? I'm going on my soapbox for just 2 seconds. Sebastian Rogers, we are still trying to figure out what the heck happened here. If he was anywhere near anything, any businesses, gas stations, you name it. Yo, if you're watching and you're a business owner and you were anywhere near anywhere near his home, look through your stuff. Look through your footage. If you have security camera footage and that camera is not up there just for show, like you really do record, please go through that stuff. Okay? Please. Because that kid is still nowhere to be found. Still. Just saying that out loud. Let's continue. So thank you to the local businesses for doing their due diligence and being a part of the help. So we now have a larger visual timeline to go with the digital tracking one we had of Riley's journey. Let's cover a few things. Riley was escorted down the stairs with a fraternity brother. And that fraternity brother did go back in the bar once Riley was outside. So again, it's still confirmed that his fraternity brother left him high and dry, which is terrible. Okay. But he left him high and freaking dry. Okay. Riley was asked to leave, not because of a fight, which is good to know, or any type of altercation between any visitors at the bar, male or female also. So allegedly, he didn't walk up to some girl and say, "What up, though?" He didn't try to, start some altercation with a dude. That's according to what this family friend is saying. He also says, though, that is as much as I can give on that. Either that means there's more to this and he doesn't want to get into too much about it, or that's all there is. This guy just got kicked out because he was obviously very visibly drunk. Again, I will say this too. He went to several different bars. Not several, but he went to a couple different bars before he got to Luke's bar. Luke's 32. So there's a possibility he got messed up, yo. There's a possibility. Okay? But this is very interesting though too. This part is like, whoa, okay, that's good information here. Riley tried to go across the street to another bar and was declined entry. Now, this is pretty big. Now, I didn't get to break it down in my pop-up, but I'm going to say this. This could explain why the bouncer or the security guard didn't run after him and try to get him in a car or anything like that. He may have seen him and said, okay, he's going to the other bar. Yeah, go ahead. He ain't my problem no more. He's crossing the street and he's going into another bar. I'm good on it. That could be it too. You see what I'm saying? Security guard could have been like, hey, he's out of my hands now. He's going over there. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to keep protecting people because that's my job. Being the security guard. That could be it. But I'm wondering why. And again, I'm not trying to destroy or ruin a frat boy or fraternity's life or anything like that. But why did they leave him high and dry like that? It's just frustrating. Nobody ran across the street to be like, yo, bro, let me just get you in a car, homie. Let's make sure you get into the hotel in one piece. And then I'll come back and I can still, holler at these girls. And, hold a shot for me. I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. It's very frustrating, but moving on. So he tried to cross the street. He was declined entry. I wonder why. Because he was obviously very visibly drunk. Then Riley started his journey. The food truck video, where people are thinking Riley was in an altercation with someone, is not a viable lead. There was an altercation in that intersection, but with two other individuals. That is why we think Riley went around the back of the food truck and was running. Don't worry, we're going to look at this in a second. Okay? One of the individuals in the altercation went running behind the food truck when they got freed up. And I think Riley thought that they may be chasing him due to his current condition in the videos. So he may have thought, oh, snap, they're trying to come at me because they see that I'm drunk. And they might think I'm low-hanging fruit, that I'm a sitting duck. They think I'm vulnerable. So they're going to go and try to take me down. See what I'm saying? And also, he's getting away from the altercation because he doesn't want to get tied up in the altercation. Who wants to be thrown into a fight that you're not even a part of? Nobody does, right? So that's interesting. If you look in the upper corner towards the fire truck coming, you can barely see someone running down the sidewalk away from the truck. We're going to look at this here in a second. Actually, we're going to look at this now. Actually, let me finish this segment. This info was confirmed by family from viewing the food truck personal videos. Again, they have a front side view of everything as well. Don't worry, we're going to be coming back to this, but I wanted to share with you guys the actual security footage again so that we can understand what he's actually saying here. Because again, there's a lot to dissect here. Now, of course, this footage I have is not super clean, like super clear, but we can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. All right. Now, if you notice, see, he's running away right there, right? But it seems like there is something that happened right before that, right? Here comes the fire truck. And I know this is not the best footage, but he keeps walking. And if you notice, hold on. See, there's like two guys like right here. Okay? There are two guys like right here. And then suddenly it just seems like quick movement, and then he runs around here. Now, from what they say that they saw on the other side from the food truck footage, it's like he's trying to stay away from the altercation that's going on. Okay? See those two guys that walked right behind the food truck? And then he appears out of nowhere. So he's just trying to stay away from the situation. Then he trips, he falls, he hits his head, allegedly. Gets back up. See, and then that other guy just keeps walking across. See that guy that was right there? Hold on, let me play it one more time. See, he's right there. See? And then he just walks off. And then Riley stands up and walks off. And I know he's probably in pain, but he's not sitting there going, oh, Lord, I'm in trouble. I need to kick rocks. No, he starts walking. So again, he's not in any sort of trouble. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue on with this piece, okay? Here we go. So, of course, that was from the food truck personal videos, okay? So back to where we left off. The last and most recent part of the puzzle is the police video. The officer had no reason to stop Riley, unfortunately. Riley was Riley when he passed the officer, personality-wise, and was very polite and kept his distance. Yeah, because he probably didn't want the cop to smell his breath or actually really look at him because he was obviously very inebriated, okay? So he kept his distance, but he still answered and he kept it moving, and the cop didn't see any problem. Cop saw him and said, hey, he Gucci. We're going to move on. I'm dealing with this. This smash and grab is what I'm here for, not this kid who's, obviously drunk. I need to handle what I came here for, right? So the guy kept on moving, or, Riley kept on moving, and Riley was Riley. So then this is what he says. Questions from me, though. The officer was around 100 yards, give or take, from Riley's last ping on his phone within minutes apart. If an altercation, a physical altercation had occurred, the officer probably would have heard it, especially since he is already in the area looking for smash and grab thieves. He did not hear anything, nor did his cam pick up anything in the distance, even after more of the video was viewed. Now, what's interesting about that is maybe there was an altercation or a commotion, but it wasn't super loud, audibly. That could be it too. Think about it. Maybe, it was like a whoa, like not that loud, but like whoa kind of thing. Not a super loud commotion. Maybe it was only loud enough for someone near the bushes or near that particular area would be able to hear it, maybe. I don't know. But like I said, it just seems I get it. I said the same thing. If a cop is literally just a few, just yards away, you're telling me he wouldn't have heard Riley scream out if Riley was in trouble? It's a bit weird, right? It's a bit weird. Hold on. Martinique, thanks so much for the 5. As stated by myself and others, why didn't the cop suspect Riley of being the burglar? Ooh, that's a good question too. He didn't even ask if he saw anything. That's a very good question. Oh, good question. Damn, that's a good question. I can't answer that. I can't answer that question, but that's a good one. Unless he saw that he was drunk and he's like, nah, he didn't do this. This kid? Nah, he didn't do this. He's too drunk. You never know. You never know. That could be it, okay? But let's continue on. There's more. So this is the part that I also thought was interesting. There's been 0 verified parts of Riley's clothes found anywhere also. Let me say that again. There's 0 verified parts of Riley's clothes found anywhere also. So he's basically saying, they have not confirmed nor denied about clothing being on another person or anything of that or anything of that sort. So if there is a homeless guy wearing that shirt, they have not verified that yet. 0 verified parts of his clothes have been found anywhere also. The other part is as well. And again, that shirt could have been it could have been somebody else's. It could have been a duplicate. I don't know. Plenty of shirts that are identical out here in this world, right? But Riley's clothes found elsewhere, anywhere also. Or signs of vomiting anywhere in the area. Now, one thing I got to say, this is the one piece that I have a tiny, wee little bit of pushback. He went missing. Say he did cough up. You're telling me that, what if he just spit? It was a little bit of spittle. Remember, If the homeless guy is telling the truth and he found this shirt randomly on a railing and there was a little bit of puke on it and he flicks off the puke, that shirt was decent enough. It sounds like the puke was small enough for him to move along with it. Remember, he wore it. Allegedly, he picked it up, flicked off the chips of puke, and put it on his body and kept it moving. You think that if it was all over the place, he would wear it? Nah, bro, he would not. He'd pick it up, maybe go down, right? Maybe go down to the river, do something, go find a water faucet or something like you know what I mean? Find some place to wash it out and then wear it. Let it dry out and then wear it. You see what I'm saying? So of course, to me, it sounds like if he coughed up, he may have coughed up a little bit, but nothing too ridiculously bad. To the point where this guy saw the shirt and he said, hey, it's still good to wear, bro. I'm wearing it right now. Pop, done. Mazel tov, baby. You never know. You never know, man. You never know. Okay? You never know. So as far as them not finding like piles of cough up, okay, somewhere, maybe there wasn't any to be seen. I don't think he just was walking. He went, whoa, like just doubled over and just started, emptying everything out onto the street. I don't think that. I think there was a little bit of like, if it's true, a little bit of cough up. And he's like, oh, shoot. Brand new shirt. If that's really what went down. If that's what really went down. Remember, everything's still on the table, right? Everything is still on the table because they still have not verified his clothing. And again, shirt could still be on his body too. He could be somewhere still wearing that very shirt right now as we speak. So again, nothing has been verified so far, okay? And then maybe if he was really sick and not feeling very, very well, he may have went down to the river to finish coughing up, right? And then it could very well be a situation of zero foul play. Like I said before, maybe he got a little bit on his shirt. He put it on the railing, said, okay, I'm not, I'm about to, I just got this shirt. I don't want to ruin it just yet. He went down to the river to finish doing his business, slipped, boom, gone. That could be it too. I hate to say it like that, but you never know. You never know. Okay? Everything is still on the table. So let's continue. There's still a part 2 to this. He says more. So let's take a look at this. It says the debit card. Okay? Now this is the part I thought was interesting too. The debit card being found and not covered in dirt or even really dusty makes me curious also. That card was supposed to be laying there for 8 days and only partially covered by a few leaves when found. Now, I will say this. I mean, let's be real. Maybe it was just a not so dusty day, or maybe it was just not so dusty week, right? Or somebody placed it there. Maybe somebody placed it there. Again, I don't know, right? We don't know. But the fact that it was there literally for 8 days, yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too. Nobody, there's people walking by. There's, the elements of nature, naturing out here. And it was still kind of clean and pristine. And the other thing is could it be a fake debit card? But they were able to confirm that it was his debit card. So did somebody just happen to place that there? Or it just happened to be in a not so windy and not so dusty week? That's a possibility. Moving on. He, of course, says thank you to the two ladies that found who found the debit card. Real talk. It's a beautiful thing. Shout out to those TikTokers. Because, I mean, if they didn't find that, I think I think that's a major clue. It's a step in the right direction, at least. I think a lot of people would be sitting here just scratching their heads trying to figure out what the F is going on. Real talk, still, even though we are still doing that. But you know what I'm saying. It'd be much worse. Okay. And he says, I have more questions as I know you all do, but I need to stop. So, because he's got things to do and he needs to talk about Riley and keep his name out here and keep hope alive. And I appreciate him putting out that information because it does explain a lot. Now, I know that there's allegedly going to be another interview with the parents. They're going to be doing one soon. Hopefully we will be hearing from the parents in another show and hearing what they have to say about this, about the new developments, if there's anything stepping in the right direction or not. But this is helpful. His statement, I think, is extremely helpful. And it puts a lot of the crazy theories to bed that have been out here like crazy for sure. So I got another video. Like I said, there's a video that I want to share with you guys. It is actually, if I'm correct, this is Chris Dingman talking about the last text that Riley actually had with, I guess, his girlfriend or like a girl that he was starting to talk to. He sent out a text message. It was very, very weird. But he also talks about the debit card and his speculations and his feelings about the debit card as well. So let's take a look at this. Okay. Again, guys, hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Okay. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that reaction button. If you're watching on any of these other platforms, don't forget to hit that subscribe, hit that follow. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, The Pascal Show, one word. Okay, let me get this super chat really quick. Misty, thank you so much for the 5. If someone truly has Riley's shirt, his debit card may have been in his shirt pocket, and whoever found the shirt ditched the debit card. You know what? That could very well be it too. He doesn't need plastic. If it was, say, a homeless guy, he's going to sit there and go, I don't need this. What do I need plastic for? And in fact, I don't know the PIN. It's not like I'm going to go up to an ATM and try to use it. They got cameras. So buy plastic. If it was green, if it was cold hard cash, it'd be a different story, wouldn't it? They'd any people would take it. Where's this guy? I don't know. But there's $50 in the pocket. Cool. It's my lucky day. Got a nice shirt and $50. Let's keep it moving, right? At least that's what I think people would do, right? So let's continue on. Let's get it.
They now have a digital trail pit from what he was walking, along with a video.
Let me play that again.
To put things together. They now have a digital trail pit from what he was walking, along with a video footprint to put things together, to look for people following, extra vehicles in the same frame, etc. But right now, that is the last video or voice that we have of Riley.
Nashville police today, Chris, again said no indication of foul play. And that's the way, it seems they're being careful the way they word it, but they say no indication of foul play.
I think that's really interesting as well. No indication of foul play. Come on. I think that's a little bit weird. Just say there's no foul play then. What is it? Ish or get off the pot. You see what I'm saying?
What do you make of this? I mean, what are your thoughts at this point?
It's, I don't play poker well. It's very frustrating. His debit card was found in an area that we have been, hundreds of people have been in that area for 8 days. It's in an area that, you think we would have seen something by now. We've had people in the water. We've had people on land. We've had people volunteer helicopters. You know, it just amazes us that it just happened to happen when it did, and we thank God it did, and those young ladies found it. They have been very, very open in helping us with this investigation. But yeah, we have a lot of questions. Every piece of the puzzle we've been receiving, it leads us down 100 more questions. You know, we're no closer to finding Riley. We've asked for the TBI to be involved. I've even reached out to the FBI, Homeland Security. You know, it's nothing. I'm not trying to take a dig at what Metro Nashville's doing. I know they're doing with what they can. They're probably short-staffed, but more eyes, more people invested in this. We're 8-9 days in. And how does a 6'5", 6'6", blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy disappear? I mean, he literally disappeared.
Yeah,
There's no, I understand. No. And there's no DNA at the scene.
No, I was just going to say, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Like you said, sir, it doesn't add up, which is one of the reasons I think so many people are paying such close attention to the case. But you make a good point. I mean, we're not trying to make a dig at police here, but when you hear that it's TikTokers who are out there, volunteers who find his bank card on the riverbank now a week later, and not police early on, I mean, is that concerning to you and the family?
It is. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, very close friend of the family, but they are very concerned at what's actually going on right now. We thank the Lord. It's ironic that they are literally trying to ban TikTok right now, and they're literally the only ones that has provided us a solid lead.
No doubt.
8-9 days after this has started. So there is bad sides to all type of internet. I was actually on the phone trying with another TikToker when the young ladies found that, had them send me a picture of it. I told them what bank he was with, etc. Unfortunately, we have been warned of the bad side of this, how people will want attention. They'll print fake plastic cards of people's identification, throw them in locations of crimes.
We've seen it before. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So before I rallied the troops, the mom and dad, I did have them dial 911. I had them send me pictures of it, and instantly knew, wow, we have our first clue.
And I think that's huge. I think it is also tragic that there are people out here that will go out of their way to fake certain things or even lie for the sake of just being a part of some sort of a tragedy like this, or, you know, a case like this. You know, I think it's really frustrating and disheartening that there's got to be all this cross-referencing, and you got to, you know, vetting and all this stuff. Even when finding a bank card, because technology and the way people can just fake things is absolutely mind-blowing too. They had to cross-reference that to make sure that was actually a real thing and not somebody just making that up so that they can either get a couple views or just throw people off the case just for the fun of it. I mean, that's crazy. But it is his card, which is huge. Let's continue.
And you know, it was amazing. We were so happy. And I told him, and you saw it in the interview, they were extremely nervous. I told him, I said, you're about to have 100 people instantly come to that spot because they were live.
No doubt.
And I said, I need you to make sure nobody comes within 10, 20 feet of where you found that card.
I'm really glad that he said that too, because, you know, for a fact, it's funny because remember, we just did the video. We did a live. We talked about the bank card being found, right? And I showed you guys a video of somebody just kind of walking around and just kind of showing the area. And in the back, from my understanding, in the area in which they found this bank card, there was a gang of people out, all of them with their phones out and stuff. Everybody's in there going, okay, you know, I'm here on the scene. Everyone's TikToking, everyone's making content, everyone's in there trying to be there for that hot, pivotal moment in this case. But at the same time, that could compromise a potential crime scene. That can compromise any more evidence that's maybe lingering in that very area, you know? So I'm glad that he said that. And I hope that they were able to block people off and say, like, move back, yo. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Because we can't take a risk of jeopardizing, you know, a potential crime scene. They did not label it at that yet.
That was smart.
But, you know, Yeah, just and they were nervous and they go, okay, and it was awesome. But we're very concerned. I wish we had more people looking in this, invested in it. We just want Riley home. He's a great kid. He has a lot going for him. He was 2 months out from living the American dream and starting, graduating college and being an investment career that he wanted to be in. Just how does somebody like that just disappear, especially when there's an officer within a half mile, quarter mile of that area looking for suspects and smash and grabs? You think if there would have been an altercation, which there has been some stories and unverified, he would have heard that because he's listening for, things going on with automobiles. There's the video of it right
course. There. Yeah, you'd think, like you said, the video that the officer was so close, which just adds to the mystery. I want to ask you real quick, Chris.
No, and before he goes into the last part of this question or of this interview, I commend Chris for getting out here and just speaking on behalf of the family. Real talk. That's it's a really beautiful thing, and he's not talking crazy. He's not saying anything. He's not talking wireless on the mic. He ain't doing anything crazy. Okay, he's just giving the facts and giving the information that we actually need, because there really wasn't much information out there, right? We're all kind of lost, and just in this land of ambiguity, and that's frustrating, right? But the statement that he posted on Facebook and this interview, I think, are very, very helpful, and I think it helps us go down a certain route. The fact that they found the bank card does say a lot to me as well. But it could also mean, like I said, it stops right there. And I think it stops right there for a reason. Is that because of foul play or because of an accident? Something, an accidental tragedy happened? We don't know yet. But I'm still wondering if they found any traces of blood, anything like that, right? I'm still wondering if they've seen anything of that sort as well. But from what we understand, they haven't found anything, because if they did find those things, they'd be saying this is a criminal investigation. They say there are signs of foul play, right? They'd be doing that instead of what they're doing right now. So let's continue.
Do you know much about Riley's final communications? Have you had any access to his text messages or who he was talking to last?
We did. People, we've been trying to explain how much of a family-oriented Riley was. Riley actually talked to his mom an hour and a half, 2 hours before this incident. He's one of those kids that still loves his family just like ours did. That's why we love this kid. He was seeing a young lady that there was a recently new relationship, and she is literally the last person that we know that had any communication with Riley from the family. She texted him to see how he was doing, if he was having fun. He sent kind of a scripted text back to her saying good lops, or something like that. She said she even had to Google it. She didn't understand what that slang was. She thought maybe it was something new they picked up in Nashville. It was not new slang.
Wait, say that again. What was it? I missed it. What did he text? Can you say it again? I didn't understand.
He actually, he texted her back. Instead of saying good time, he said good lops, like LOPS.
Good lops.
And which we were all confused. We're like, wow, what is that? And that just kind of shows the state of mind that he was in at that time. This is all within a 10-minute window of what you just seen, where he went missing.
Now, let me tell you something. What he is saying, I think lops was supposed to be lulls or LOL. I don't think lops was supposed to be lops. I think he either was saying good LOL or good, I don't know, maybe he was saying he was lost, but I really think he was saying like good LOL. That's what I think. But typo, and he's typing really fast, right? And he's drunk. So he's just good. Lols. And maybe it's LOLZ that he was trying to say. Lulz. Yeah, I know some of you guys are saying, yep, some of you guys are saying lost too. I think he's saying good, but like good, lost. But I don't know if it's like you're having a good time or how you doing or, how's the trip. good, lost. It just seems weird that he would say both those things in the same sentence, right? Or he might be saying lots. You having a good time? Yeah, he could be saying lots, like lots of fun. Yeah, I'm having a good time. Lots of good times. Lots of fun. That could be it too. But that cryptic text message, nonetheless, is very interesting. I don't think it's cryptic. I think it's a typo. I don't think it's a slang for anything. You know what I mean? I don't think it means anything deeper than what I think he was trying to say. I don't think he was saying lost, because if he was lost, I feel like he would have been calling people, or if he felt that he was lost, I think he would have been calling people. The other thing too, let's not forget, if he thought he was lost, if he really thought he was lost, why didn't he turn to the 5-0 when he ran into him? I know why. I'm already answering my own question, but you'd think that he would turn to them and say, "Hey guys, hey officer, I'm trying to find my hotel. I'm a little lost." But I know he was probably scared of trying to get. I'm sure he was scared of getting arrested. Let's keep it real. Maybe he was scared of getting arrested, and that's the reason why he didn't want to go and ask for any type of directions, right? Maybe. But that is very weird. Nonetheless, lops. Lops indeed. This just crazy stuff, guys. I got another video I'm going to pull up here. Just give me a second. Just a second. But yeah, I mean, what say you guys? I mean, obviously now that we're getting a little bit more information, things are getting a little bit tidier. We're getting more of an understanding of his timeline. I wish that they would release more of the body, like not the body cam footage, but other surveillance, the food truck surveillance, etc. I'd love to see more of that. Or I'd love for them to release some of that, because I think that would be extremely helpful with everything. But nonetheless, we haven't heard anything yet. And they haven't released everything. I feel like they're just going to be slowly but surely sending out these breadcrumbs bit by bit. But let's take a look at this video as well. It's a question about the liability of the bar within this case itself. Let's take a look.
This search continues. Many are left wondering about the circumstances leading up to his disappearance. As Nick Barris tells us, there are questions about liability and the culture of drinking downtown.
It's about 1 o'clock here in downtown Nashville, relatively calm, but on any given night here along 2nd and Broad, it can get crazy with people who come here to party, to enjoy the music, and to drink.
Downtown Nashville has certainly become analogous to the French Quarter in the last couple of years.
News Channel 5 legal analyst Nick Leonardo says it's all too common these days to see revelers who have clearly overindulged. In most cases, they'll wake up the next morning with a hangover. Now, in Riley Strain's case, some security video appears to show him wandering about disoriented. But in newly released police body cam video, Strain has a lucid response to an officer.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
The 22-year-old from the University of Missouri came to Nashville on spring break with fraternity brothers. He disappeared a week ago Friday after being thrown out of Luke's 32 Bridge bar. The Alcoholic Beverage Commission has since opened an investigation into the circumstances. In Tennessee, bars can face potential liability for serving someone under 21.
Or if they serve someone who they knew to be, intoxicated at the time they served him, and then that was the proximate cause of someone's injuries or damages on down the road.
Interesting, right? And yeah, the culture of drinking in general is absolutely insane, and it's more than just Nashville, y'all. It's way more than just Nashville. It's everywhere. Okay. It's everywhere.
Could Luke's be liable for Strain's disappearance? The bar says records show he was served 1 alcoholic drink and 2 waters, and then security escorted Strain out for violating unspecified conduct standards.
Again, remember what? I'm sorry, we got to cross-reference again. We're going to have to cross-reference. Remember what he just said. Let me play that part one more again for those of y'all in the nosebleed seats. Hear it one more again. Here it is.
Barr says records show he was served one alcoholic drink and 2 waters, and then security escorted Strain out for violating unspecified conduct standards.
Unspecified conduct standards. Hold on. You know I got to show these receipts. Dang, name it. But I got to show you guys these receipts. Let's take a look, shall we? Yes. Yes, maybe. All right. Remember, he was asked to leave, not because of a fight or any type of altercation between any visitors at the bar, male or female also. Then he says, that is as much as I can give on that. What is it that happened at Luke's 32 Bridge that inspired them, that motivated this bar to kick Riley out? Was it unspecified, like you just heard just a second ago, unspecified reason? There has not been a specified reason on why this guy got kicked out. Now, I mean, I understand that could be a multitude of different things. But why aren't they saying what's up? Was he really intoxicated? Did he just piss off the security guard? Did he just not like the way he looked? What is up? What really happened here? Why won't they specify what he did? That's weird, guys. And again, it could be him just being drunk, but at the same time, just come out and say it. Or the conduct, so on and so forth. What did he do, man? What did he do that got him forced out of the bar that quickly, to the point where they didn't even care about getting him in a car to make sure he was getting safely home or safely to his hotel? That's just so weird. But okay, let's go.
If that is true and accurate, it is a high hurdle, and it may not be any liability there for them. We don't know if that was the last bar that he had been in, and where had he been before? Has there other bars that were over-serving him? Did he have liquor on his person?
And of course, Strain remains missing, so it's still unknown what happened to him and why. Regardless, Leonardo says that Strain's case is sure to get the attention of state lawmakers to consider perhaps passing more clear guidelines on how and when bars can serve patrons alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, they'll sit there and talk about it, but we'll see if it actually changes or does anything. Let's keep it real. That Broadway is just, it prints money. It prints money. So it would be very difficult for them to just suddenly go, okay, we got all these new protocols and we're gonna abide by this, and this. It'd be very, very difficult. Okay. Very tough. But I don't know. It's like I said, this whole thing, the reason of him getting kicked out is weird. What that lawyer did say had a good point. Did he have a flask on him? Maybe, did he have a flask on him? Did he go to another bar aside from the bar that he tried to go into and he got kicked out of? I mean, he did walk for a little while. He may have been able to walk into some little dive bar and get another shot, go do something else. I don't know. But I'm wondering what's up. You know what I mean? Somebody said Lobs is so close to love. Yeah, he could have. On the QWERTY keyboard, it doesn't work. But if you notice on the QWERTY keyboard, it's LOL, right? LOL, and P is near the L. S is near the Z. So I could see somebody accidentally typing LOP or like mistyping LOPZ or LOPS instead of LOLZ. Does that make sense? If kids even messaged like that. I don't know. But it is weird. But VE is very, it's there's a distance on that, if that makes any sense. Okay. Yes. Carla, thank you so much for that reminder. Yes, they went to 2 different bars before they went to Luke Bryan's. If I'm correct, didn't they go to like Jason Aldean's and Miranda Lambert's bar? Not in that chronological order, but didn't they go to those 2 bars as well? And then let's not forget, they probably were drinking before they even hit Broadway to begin with. Okay. Yes, I'm okay. I'm right. Oh, it could have been cops. It could have been cops. That it could have been cops too. Yeah. Yeah. The possibilities are endless up in this mug, y'all. Possibilities are endless. Okay. But like I said, it's just weird. It's just very, very weird. The last text messages, but but if it was like, oh, I'm in trouble, I don't think he would text good lops. You see what I'm saying? He would say, I need help. Or it would have been written in some weird misspelled type of thing, right? Doris, thank you so much for the 2. The police has not followed up with Sabrina Tip. That's good to know. That's messed up that they haven't. And that's weird. Maybe they don't believe that this homeless guy has the shirt that, that he has Riley's shirt. That could very well be it. That maybe they have obviously police have their own theories. Obviously they have an investigation going on and they have their own theories. And I'm sure they're sticking to those theories like a mug. Andrea, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Misty Fisher, thank you so much for the 2. Pascal, 95% of men do not ask for directions. I don't either. Even like literally, I would be like, no, I know where I'm going. You know what I mean? I know where I'm going. Forget it. I got it. We've been here before. I got it. And I'll be like, I'm lost. Can you look it up can you get the directions real quick? I'm lost. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a typical dude, just like anybody else. Lisa, thank you so much for the 2. He could be miles down the river by now. So let's be real. I honestly think that they're looking in the wrong areas. I agree. Okay. I agree. I think that they're looking in the wrong spots. They need to be looking, if they believe it's the river, they need to be way down the river. Okay. It's a river. They need to go down. Unfortunately. And also, let's not forget the remains that were found while finding him, the Jane Doe that was found. Has that been identified? I don't even know if it has been. But anyway, that poor soul could have been from another state, another town, up the river. Think about that too. It may not even be Nashville. She may have been discarded miles away, and then they found her. Yes, she was identified. Do we know who it was? It was not a woman. That's something I'd like to know. I heard it was, okay. Some of y'all are saying male Hispanic. No name yet. Well, that's good to know. Hispanic male. Definitely not Riley, right? So yeah, interesting. Hispanic male. Yeah, he could have. You never know. That man could have been discarded miles away and then surfaced. Right? Yeah, I thought it was a woman too. I that's what I was hearing through the grapevine, but I guess it's a male. Some people say, not a male, female. Man, I'm just going to let it. I'm just going to let that be. I'm going to let that be. Because I have not yet seen any articles about that as of yet. So I don't know about it. But there was remains found regardless. And I keep thinking that, man, how far away were they before they surfaced? Does that make sense? And usually I think it takes about a week for, if a body sinks, it takes a week for it to surface, go to the surface of the water from my understanding. I could be incorrect there too, but I'm wondering how long that person's remains were in that river for too. And again, if the current is that strong as we've been hearing, I'm sure I would say they should be looking further down, further down. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. Okay. More time if it's cold water. That's good to know too. More time if it's cold water. Yeah. DJ Nashville. News comes on in a minute and I'll let you know what. Okay. Well, we're going to be wrapping up here, unfortunately, but I appreciate you keeping an eye on it. If there's any updates, of course. DJ Nashville, appreciate it. Lenora, thank you so much for the 5. Hey guys, hit that button, that like button. Yes, Pascal's the best. Thank you. Love that shirt too. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. No, I didn't hear anything about another remains being found today. I have heard no updates about that. The only updates that we have so far have been families speaking out, the body cam footage being released. But like I said, I think it's kind of ridiculous. I wish they would just kind of let all the footage out. Just let it out. Share with the world and be done with it, right? But we haven't got any of that. And that's a bit frustrating. That is a bit frustrating, y'all. Well, I'm praying for some swift clarity here soon. The other thing is too, I'm wondering if he talked to anybody on the phone while he was walking. Because at one of the walks where he's like walking against that wall and he's kind of stumbling against the wall, I keep wondering, it kind of looks like he's trying to make a phone call. Like he's trying to make a phone call, and I'm wondering who he was trying to call. Was it one of his boys? Was it his girl back home? I'm quite curious. Oh, two bodies were found in the river? So you're saying, okay, so then there was a female body that was found and then a Hispanic male body that was found. Am I correct, S-dubs? And maybe that's why everybody's confused, even myself. Hold on. Really? Hold on. I need to pull this up. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So it was a female and male found. Male, Hispanic male, which is very interesting. And a female. So first was the female, and then second was the male. I'm assuming. Hold on. Let me show this with y'all. Crews recover body found floating in. What? That's insane. Emergency crews spent Sunday afternoon. Wow. Working on recovering a body that was reportedly found floating in Cumberland River. Why are there so many bodies, man? According to the fire department, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources, okay, crews saw a body floating down the river. Well, no, this is the one I think we already talked about. The identity of the individual has not been released. The man, they say the man in this one. Yes, so this was a man. Okay. Maroon shirt, black jeans, Puma tennis shoes, and a white watch. Police believe he is possibly Hispanic. Okay. He also has a right bicep tattoo resembling a tiger or a panther. That's what's up. Crazy, guys. That's crazy. That's crazy. So 2 bodies were found. Hamburger. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a big river, but man, 2 within the same couple days. 2 of them. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. And still haven't found him. Man, that's what I'm wondering too, Pierrette. How many bodies are going to be found in that river and those weren't even reported missing near it? Yeah, I'm just like, how was that? And they all weren't even doggone it. You know what I mean? That's insane. That's insane, yo. Okay? That is insane. Yeah, you guys. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. See, now I'm seeing a couple things. You guys sent this to me. Wow. Well, I will say, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that a little bit later. Yes, I received the message. I'll be looking at it later. But guys, unfortunately, this is the show for today. I know that there's going to be a couple interviews coming out here soon. We will be looking at them. Okay, I know that she's probably on talking with she's probably on talking with the parents soon here, and I want to take a look at that as well. But still, we will watch and talk about it first thing tomorrow morning for sure. Okay, but this is crazy. Just the amount of information that we received. Is there foul play in this or not? Or was he just very drunk and he made a mistake? Had an accident. That could very well be the possibility here. I just hope we figure out something soon, because it's frustrating that we don't know. You know what I mean? S-Dubs, I got it. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's why I just said I got it. I'm going to look at it in a little bit. Okay. But I appreciate you guys for being here. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. But that is the show. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been an amazing night. We're going to have an amazing show in the morning. We got a lot to talk about. There's some other things that we need to cover throughout the day that we will be talking about later on in the day. But I will be back first thing in the morning to talk about some more stuff. Check out this Banfield thing. We're going to talk about it for sure. I don't know what's going on here with this situation. It's very, 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 very frustrating. But I do want to get some more clarity, not only just for us that are just on the sidelines watching, for the family and 5-0 as well. Police need to know a little bit more about what's going on. And I feel like they're lost in the dark as well. Maybe worse than us. So anyway, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Okay, do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Please and thank you. Please, if you haven't done it yet, hit that reaction button. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on X right now, please share this feed if you appreciated the show. Don't forget to follow me over there on X. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram, The Pascal Show, one word. Don't forget to hit that follow button on my Facebook page, please and thank you. Crush that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Or if you want to support through YouTube, hit that join button down below. Become a member of the show. Check out my merch page. That'd be greatly appreciated. And we got a lot to talk about tomorrow. Many, many miles before we sleep, guys. Many, many miles. So we will be talking about some stuff tomorrow for sure. I'm sure there's going to be more developing information. Be on the lookout for my show. Make sure that notification bell is set to all so you know when I go live or whenever I upload. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Stay blessed out there, guys. I'll see you guys very soon. Have a great night, guys. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.